Can I ask you something? How many times have you replayed the relationship in your mind, trying to find a different ending? Maybe if I had said this. Maybe if I hadn't reacted like that. Maybe if I had been more patient. Maybe if I had loved them better. Maybe they would still be here. I know those thoughts. Heartbreak has a cruel way of turning us into detectives. We investigate every conversation, every argument, every missed phone call, every mistake, looking for the one thing we could have changed. Because if we can find the mistake, maybe we can believe the ending wasn't real. Maybe we can believe we still have control. But tonight, I want to offer you something that may hurt before it heals. People don't stay because everything is perfect. They stay because they decide you're worth working through the imperfections with. Think about that for a moment. Every healthy relationship goes through misunderstandings, through disappointment, through seasons where love doesn't feel effortless. No relationship survives because it's easy. It survives because two people keep choosing each other. Again, and again, and again. Not perfectly, but intentionally. Maybe the person you loved really did care about you. Maybe they weren't pretending. Maybe the laughter was real. Maybe the memories meant something to them too. I'm not here to erase what was beautiful. But love isn't measured only by what someone felt. Love is also measured by what someone consistently chose to do. Because feelings can change from one day to the next. But commitment is revealed through actions. And actions tell us the story that words sometimes can't. I know your heart keeps whispering. They were just confused. They were overwhelmed. They needed space. They were scared. Maybe. Those things can all be true. People are complicated. Life is complicated. But here's the question I want you to ask yourself. While they were confused, were they still trying? While they were overwhelmed, were they still communicating? While they were afraid, were they still fighting for the relationship? Because struggling is not the same as giving up. There is a difference. One of the hardest lessons I have ever learned is this. You can understand why someone hurt you, and still accept that they hurt you. Those two things can exist together. You can have compassion for someone's pain, without allowing their pain to become your prison. You don't have to turn them into a villain to let them go. And you don't have to turn yourself into the villain either. Sometimes, a relationship ends, not because one person was evil, but because one person stopped choosing it. Can I tell you something your heart probably won't like hearing? Every day you spend trying to convince yourself that someone secretly wants you is another day you're ignoring what they've already shown you. We often hold on to potential, to the version of them we hoped they would become, to the conversations we imagined we'd have, to the apology we rehearsed in our minds. But healing begins when we stop living in imagined conversations and start accepting real ones. The reality is painful, but reality can heal you. Fantasy never can. Maybe you've been telling yourself, if they really loved me, they wouldn't have left. I don't know if that's always true. Love is complicated. People make decisions that don't always match their feelings. But here's what I do know. If someone leaves and continues choosing a life without you, that is information. Painful information, but information nonetheless. And your healing begins when you stop arguing with the evidence. There comes a moment in every healing journey when you have to stop asking, why didn't they choose me? And start asking, what would it look like if I chose myself with the same determination I used to choose them? Imagine if all the energy you've spent rereading old messages became energy for rebuilding your own life. Imagine if all the tears you've cried over someone else's absence became prayers for your own future. Imagine if all the love you've been trying to give someone who walked away became the love you finally gave yourself. How different would your life look 1 year from now? If you're a person of faith, I want to remind you of something. Sometimes we think God's greatest act of love is opening doors. But sometimes, His greatest act of love is allowing a door to close. Not because He delights in your heartbreak, but because He can see the chapters you cannot. There are blessings that cannot enter a room you've refused to leave. And there are prayers that cannot be answered while you're still begging for what God is gently asking you to release. That doesn't make letting go easy, but it does mean your pain is not without purpose. Tonight, I don't want you to force yourself to stop loving them. Love doesn't disappear because someone tells it to. But I do want you to stop negotiating with reality. Stop waiting for different evidence. Stop rewriting the story in your head. Stop carrying the weight of a relationship that required two people while blaming yourself as though it only depended on one. You did not have the power to make someone stay who had already decided to leave. And if you're carrying guilt that doesn't belong to you, I hope you set it down tonight. One day, this sentence won't sound cruel anymore. It will sound freeing. If they wanted to stay, they would have. Not because it means they never loved you. Not because it means you weren't enough. But because it reminds you that love is more than emotion. It is presence. It is effort. It is consistency. It is choosing someone, even when life becomes difficult. And you deserve that kind of love. Not occasionally. Not when it's convenient. Not only when someone is lonely. Consistently. Without you having to beg for it. So tonight, instead of asking, why didn't they stay? Ask yourself, what kind of life can I begin building now that I've stopped waiting for someone else to choose it for me? That question will change your future. If no one has told you this today, I'm really glad you're still here. Thank you for trusting me with these few minutes of your heart. If this video helped you feel even a little less alone tonight, this channel was made for moments like these. You're always welcome here. Now, before you leave, I want you to make me one promise. Just one. Don't make tomorrow's decisions with tonight's pain. Rest first. Cry if you need to. Drink some water. Breathe. And let today end before you decide what your future looks like. Remember, healing rarely arrives all at once. It arrives quietly. One peaceful night. One deep breath. One brave decision at a time. So wherever you are, I hope tonight is a little lighter than yesterday. Sleep gently. Be kind to yourself. And if your heart still feels heavy tomorrow, I'll be right here.